than I thought. Didn't expect it, so.
Any health updates on 15 or 10?
No, same, yeah.
Still day to day.
Still day to day, yeah.
Expecting the same lineup as we saw in Colorado, maybe minus the goaltender?
Yep, exactly.
Jim, you've coached this Toronto Maple Leafs team. What makes them so dangerous, including maybe just like the top 4 guys with Nylander, Matthews, Marner, Tavares, especially, I guess, specifically on the power play with them being top 1? Yeah,
well, they're really good players. I don't know how to expand on that outside of just individually. They're really skilled, and then you combine them with their hockey sense, and makes it really difficult to slow them down. Yeah, so it's the individual skills, and then it's the hockey sense, and then there's 5 of them out there. Tough. They're good.
Jim, fair to say that Janelle and Turcotte are also out tomorrow?
I think that's fair to say. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to just speculate, but I think that's probably fair. Yeah.
Going into another back-to-back similar to last weekend, but with those injuries in mind, are there ways that you want to manage the way that the lineup looks tonight with tomorrow in mind?
No. I want to try to manage the lineup and get more of our team than I did the last game. So that's what we got to do. That's completely our focus, and then we'll see where that goes, and then we'll figure out tomorrow.
People can look at that last game and say maybe like scheduled loss with the amount of games you guys are playing and whatever sort of amount of span. How do you prevent that or bounce back from a performance like that with 4 losses?
I think we just move past it. This is probably good for you guys too. This is how I evaluate. When everybody's not very good, tells me we completely weren't ready to play, or we might be a little bit tired, or you look for reasons. When it's like 3 or 4 guys, you're disappointed. You're going, what's wrong with these guys? But that was team wide, with the exception of Kuzmenko. I thought he was our best player, and he continues to take some steps forward.
You highlighted Jeff a lot too after that game, and he obviously wasn't a part of what could have made the group tired. And what are you kind of looking for from him as he goes into? Yeah,
probably a little more physicality. Yeah, I liked his game, liked it a lot. Some of the things, we're maybe worried about his foot speed, especially against a fast team like Colorado. That was a non-issue. That's why I was really excited to see those things. They usually jump out at you first. We know he's a physical player. We saw it in training camp. We didn't see enough of it in that game in particular. I have no doubt he's going to bring that, so I'm not worried about that. Like I said, I was surprised to the upside in some of the other areas that we just weren't sure about. So,
Jim, I know you don't want games like last game, but are wake-up calls at all serve any benefit this time of the year?
Yeah, I wouldn't call it a wake-up call though. That last game, I just wouldn't. In fact, I thought our first period was okay. There was nothing wrong with our first period, and they didn't generate that much. We just generated, next to nothing. So that was where the disappointment lied. So why? Why weren't we skating? Why weren't we forechecking? Why didn't we have any speed through the neutral zone? Those are the questions we ask, and when we say, well, nobody did, what's the problem? So, it's 4-0. They get 2 power play goals. They had, I think, probably a few chances on the power play, but they executed. So it wasn't bad. It just wasn't us. That's the way I would say it.
On your power play, not enough of a shot mentality out there. It was just same disconnect as 5-on-5.
Yeah, just it. Nobody thinking quick enough, nobody moving quick enough, right? And when you don't do that in this league, you just get snuffed out. And once you get snuffed out, what comes next? Frustration, because you got snuffed out, and now you're really in trouble. So, especially when you don't have your best stuff. So that's what I would say happened there. Okay.
I'm Holden Douglas here at Crypto.com Arena, where the Kings fell short to the Maple Leafs 3-1. It started off strong where the Kings had a 1-0 lead, but it completely fell apart in the third period. Although the Kings lost, Mikey Anderson helped the defense keep things afloat. Along with the defense playing well the first 2 periods, Alex Laferriere scored the only goal for the Kings. We got to hear what both players and the coach said about the disappointing loss.
Sentiment in the room was a hard-fought game, yet that had a frustrating loss. How did you kind of see that one go from your perspective?
If I was writing the story tonight, I know the angle I would take. I mean, you guys need me to answer a few questions, I will, but I know the story that I'd write.
What story would you write?
I'll leave that to you.
Self-inflicted?
I'll leave it to you. I know what I would write.
Any further explanation from the referees on the disallowed goal or the allowed goal?
Yeah, didn't see an angle that showed the high stick. I guess they didn't have the same ones we did. Maybe I'm not sure what it was.
So you guys saw an angle. The one we saw on TV looked pretty obvious. It was about eye level. So is that what you guys pretty much thought you saw?
Yeah, I think we wouldn't have probably challenged it if we didn't think we saw that one. Yeah.
What are you most disappointed about?
Well, they got a 5-on-3, 4-on-3, 4-on-3. I'm disappointed about that.
Self-inflicted, I guess, is probably, it seems like the word you would use as far as the penalties, maybe?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I'd use that word, but I'm not going to use the word I would use.
How about your own power play though today, and not having as many chances as I'm sure you would like?
Right. No, that was something we didn't execute on. I thought 5-on-5 we played a really good game, and really, quite frankly, shorthanded we were pretty good too. Outside maybe 2-3 chances, right? Same thing happened in Colorado. They had I think 3, got 2. So, yeah, I thought we executed pretty well. Guys played hard. All
Yeah. How much of that is keeping it simple though, and just say we just need to shoot more?
Power play?
Yeah, on the PP.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think we got set up all that often either, so that, that hurts us. You got to be set up to move it around to take your shot, so I didn't think we probably had enough control. Yeah.
Games like that, Coach, they tend to kind of play in your head a little bit, but being that you have another game tomorrow, is it kind of good that you got a game tomorrow to kind of park this one?
Yeah, it'll take a little time today because, again, it was really disappointing, the way the third period went.
If it's not self-inflicted, are you questioning the calls that were made?
No, not question any calls. I'm not writing the story.
And not often you ask about an empty net goal, but what happened there? It seemed like when Marner skied it, did Kobe just lose it in the lights?
Yeah.
How would you like to see that play
Yeah,
better, I guess?
no, it's way up in the yeah, nobody could see it. Kobe couldn't see it. I mean, it bounces, lands on their stick. There's not much you can do with that one.
Maybe alone one of the few bright spots, I guess. You asked Jeff a lot to be a little bit more physical.
Yeah.
Starts off the game with a pretty good tilt.
That was excellent. Yeah, no, he played good in Colorado, and they had a couple hits, right? And they didn't get to play that much based on penalties and everything else. But you want to make I guess it's not a first impression, but it's a second impression, and it was pretty good. I give Carlo credit too. I coached him in juniors. I never saw that from him. It was a hell of a fight between both of them. So I give Carlo a lot of credit on that one as well. And I don't really. I mean, we played really well. We played good. I liked the game. That's not my issue.
So circumstantially for time on the ice from a lot was more because of what happened in the game?
Yeah, that whole line didn't play much just based on that. Yeah, a lot of, and it's timely. It doesn't always work this way, but they're up in the next rotation, and somebody takes a penalty. And you just don't know how many times that happens. Some nights it's different than others. Or they're up in the rotation, and we have a D-zone face-off, and they send Matthews' line out there after the timeout. And then they get to go. So, yeah, it wasn't a reflection of how they played. We just couldn't get them out on the ice enough. We will tomorrow.
Get energy out of him, though, early on. You had to be happy with that.
Yeah, right. Well, the three of them, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they were in there, and they didn't get any trouble. They just didn't get on the ice.
Anticipate any changes tomorrow?
I don't know. We haven't talked about it yet. We're disappointed. Pretty quiet in there right now.
Thanks, Jim.
Okay.
Like, obviously a hard-fought game for you guys. I mean, just your impressions on kind of how that one went the other way for you guys.
Yeah, I thought it was a good hockey game. Both teams, I thought, kept it pretty tight, but a couple bounces, a couple mistakes, end up with a goal. So, what do you do?
This is just the kind of team that won too many 4-on-3, 5-on-3 situations. They have so many weapons, they're going to make you pay eventually.
Yeah, I mean, they got skill everywhere. So, you don't want to give them those looks. We, even for the most part, did a pretty good job, but they found a way to score, and ultimately that's the difference.
Your team, Mikey, you guys created chances. You had a lot of shots on goal. We weren't able to capitalize on a couple, but a great effort right from the start.
Yeah, I think guys are happy with the effort. Obviously, don't like the result, but it's the way it goes sometimes.
Looking ahead, I mean, another game tomorrow. How important is it for this group? We've seen kind of streaks throughout the course of the year to make sure that 2 doesn't become 3.
Yeah, I think it's good. I mean, like I said, I think everyone was happy for the most part with how the game went and how we played. So try and build off of it, come tomorrow, reset, and go at it again.
With the back-to-back, is this one of those situations where you guys are kind of glad to get right back at it and try to bounce back from tonight?
Yeah, I mean, we play enough right now this time of year, though it doesn't really matter. I mean, we don't even think we've practiced in 2 weeks. So, I mean, every day you just wake up and you're worried about the next game. So, good thing we're playing again tomorrow.
What's the level of fatigue, would you say, kind of with the group right now, if you say there is one?
I think guys are good. Obviously, the coach is, trying to give us days off when we need them. Guys get what they need on certain days. So, I think everyone's feeling good.
Thanks, Mikey.
Yep.
A disappointing game, the result at the outcome, but pretty pleased the way that your team played with today.
Yeah, I mean, you can look at that game and say that's kind of a playoff style hockey game. So, I mean, it's a team that's up at the top of the leaderboard in the league. So it's a team that we know that we can match up against. And if a couple bounces go our way, we're winning that game. But yeah, I think we stuck with it, and obviously didn't get the bounces we wanted, but we played well otherwise.
We talked with Mikey, and is this just the kind of team that if you give them multiple 4 or 5-on-3 power play opportunities, eventually they have so much skill that they're probably going to get one?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at their lineup, like if they get a 5-on-3, they're probably going to score. So, yeah, I mean, you definitely don't want to give those guys much ice, and giving them that much ice is detrimental. So.
Sense of relief when the puck went in net for you tonight?
Yeah, you could say so. I mean, I wouldn't score all year if it meant we won every single game. So. It's tough. I mean, it's nice to get on the score sheet and contribute a little bit, but you'd like to win the game too. So,
we've talked about it. Like, you feel like you were doing the right things, leading up to it. Does that make it a little bit easier to still feel like you're contributing to those wins, even if the puck isn't going in?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like I've been saying, kind of throughout the whole thing, it's I'm just trying to go out there and contribute any way I can, whether it's on the score sheet, and obviously it wasn't on the score sheet in that time. So I mean, I have to contribute other ways, and that's. Getting into the forecheck and making it easier for my line mates to score. So, yeah, if I'm not putting the puck in the net, I'm just trying to make it easier for my line mates too.
This is the first regulation loss you guys have sustained after leading 2 periods. Would you say this is probably one of the more frustrating losses you guys have received?
Yeah, you could say that. I mean, obviously every loss is frustrating, but I mean, going into the third with the lead and kind of shooting ourselves in the foot there, giving them too many opportunities kind of sucks. So. Yeah, I mean, if we could go back to in between the second and third, we would probably say stay out of the box. So, yeah, it's definitely frustrating.
You guys have had your streaks this year, both positive and negative. How important is it with another game tomorrow just to make sure that 2 doesn't become 3 and then potentially go from there?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of a blessing. We have a lot of games in a short amount of time, so it's kind of a blessing, to kind of get right back after it tomorrow. So. We kind of got to try and kind of put this one behind us pretty quick and just take it tomorrow.
And at the beginning of the game there, Malat tonight gets involved in a battle. Really seemed to, rev the team up, and they really supported him in his battle.
Yeah, I mean, that was unbelievable. I think the whole energy in the building kind of shifted from that point on, and I mean, so happy for him. I mean, obviously, I wouldn't want to be on the other side of that, so I'm thankful that I wasn't. But he's such an unbelievable kid. I sat next to him on the plane for the road trips, getting to talk to him, and just kind of learning what he's all about. He's just such an unbelievable guy, and we're really lucky to have him, and obviously put his stamp on the game tonight.
Thanks, Phillips.
Yep.
After a complete meltdown in the third period, the Kings unfortunately lost their second straight game. Now they will be back here against the Sharks looking to end their losing streak. Reporting from Crypto.com Arena, I'm Holden Douglas with Infanity TV.